My friends, we're facing a national crisis unlike which we have ever seen before. There is a major problem within our communities that affects us all deeply. Our fragile future lies upon our most precious commodity, and that's water. Beyond its scarcity, water has become potentially toxic and hazardous to drink across cities in the United States of America. Heed my words, take my advice, become vigilant and aware. There's a war for your health. Would you wash your dishes with this? Would you wash your clothes with dirty water? Would you wash your hands with water that you knew was poisonous? Would you bathe or drink it? At times, people have no choice, and desperate times call for desperate measures. Bottled water is often a last resort for people to drink and bathe with, but running water is a true matter at hand. This hits a lot more closer to home than you'd imagine. Multiple local reports from KRGV throughout the years have highlighted hazardous spills, toxic lakes above acres of groundwater in McAllen, sludge water running from faucets, multiple reports of illnesses related to water quality. Families are left in question. Are their tax dollars really at work here? Are their communities really safe? I'm here to tell you about the city of Flint, Michigan, though. The Flint water crisis needs more attention in an effort to persuade government officials to improve water quality, increase funding, and raise awareness of diseases that can infect people without proper water filtration. The 2014 switch from water sources, Lake Huron to the Flint River, led by government officials, caused an immediate meltdown and a catastrophic event, a state of emergency. Neurotoxins were found in the water. Lead was found in the water in high levels that led to skin rashes, hair loss, blindness, and diseases. 15 deaths were attributed to this crisis. These long-lasting health effects are detrimental. Donald Trump said in January of 2016 that it used to be that cars were made in Flint and you couldn't drink the water in Mexico. Now cars are made in Mexico and you can't drink the water in Flint. It's terrible. Lead poisoning is a major problem. Reuters claims that nearly 3,000 areas with water have double the lead poisoning than Flint, Michigan. That's 3,000 cities in the country that have double the amount of lead poisoning in the city of Flint, Michigan. The city of Flint, Michigan is a population of about 100,000 people. That's the same size as Edinburgh. Long-lasting health effects from arsenic and lead poisoning are anemia, weakness, liver failure, kidney damage, cancer, and eventually death. This is afflicting our future by hurting our children as well. Dr. Hannah Atisha said it's known as a silent pediatric epidemic. It's something that we see years, not decades after exposure to lead. There is no cure and there is no antidote. Fertility rates dropped in Flint, Michigan since 2014. There was a spike in childhood diseases and early developmental issues were reported. Most shockingly, there was a major spike in miscarriages. Daniel Grossman from the University of Kansas conducted a study and found that approximately 275 fewer children were born in Flint than the years prior, 2014. Lead exposure is caused from old pipes. It can take years to replace if not funded properly or supported by workforces. The EPA gave the city of Flint, Michigan $100 million to replace these pipes, and $20 million were matched by the state of Michigan as well. The government said that the city is searching for a long-term water source. The government refused to allocate these funds properly. I believe that establishing privatized and locally backed companies to manage water resources versus leaving it all up to taxpayers, subsidies and government control is a core to establish true environmental protections for water sources that are directly tied to this crisis. Improper allocation is a direct result of poor decision making for multiple individuals. Now, what can you do to help fight this government negligence? What can you do to help fix Flint now? Does it really matter? I believe that holding those responsible accountable can help you play a more vital role in your local government, and your local action will help people around you become more aware and mindful of what we consume and come in contact with, including water. There are ways to save water personally as well. Individually, you can wash clothes in cooler water. You can turn down your water heater temperature. You can choose an efficient hot water tank. And you can install a solar hot water system. Up to 30% reduction in household emissions alone. Mark Edwards from the American Society of Civil Engineers said, "Water infrastructure as a whole is in horrible shape. The best grade in the last 6 years is a D-. So because it is out of sight and out of sight and out of mind, no one pays attention until a pipe breaks or it hurts us somehow." A crisis can be averted if we take these things into mind. If we become more aware of what we're drinking, then we can hold those responsible accountable and learn from our mistakes. Like our friend Woody from Toy Story said, somebody's poisoned the water hole. Thank you very much.